Okay, so next I'm going to be introducing you to my eldest daughter, Sage. Sage is a 15-year-old lifelong vegan and animal, climate, and social justice activist. She's a plaintiff in the LaRose versus the Queen climate case, which you can find out more about at ourchildrenstrust.org if you're interested in learning about what's happening in that climate case where 15 youth are suing the government of Canada. Sage will be talking about it more, so I'm not going to go into it more, but Sage has participated in activism across North America. She was in attendance at Canada's first Meet the Victims in Abbotsford, BC. She was at both liberation lockdown actions in Alberta, one at a turkey farm and one at a dog sledding operation. She was at the lockdown at the Reichardt Duck Farm in Petaluma, California. And she attended both of the Nation Rising marches that have happened. Those were in Ottawa. And she was actually at a climate strike that was attended by Greta.
I use she, her pronouns. I am 15 years old, and I've been vegan since birth. I'm also one of the 15 plaintiffs in the LaRose versus Her Majesty the Queen lawsuit. I don't know if you can hear me. I feel like I'm talking really quietly. So my mom already said a lot of those things. So for those of you that don't know already, the LaRose versus Her Majesty the Queen lawsuit is we're basically suing the Canadian government for violating our rights and not acting in the face of a climate disaster. And the lawsuit was filed in 2019 and it's still going on because I don't know, it hasn't gone through to the court yet. Something else that I am passionate about is veganism. Obviously, I'm vegan and a vegan activist. And by being vegan, I am helping the earth. Because they're super interconnected. Sorry, I can't speak. There are many ways that they're interconnected. One of them is that it saves water and energy to be vegan because the meat industry, animal agriculture, it takes a lot of water to make meat. 2,000 gallons of water for 1 pound of beef, which is a lot of water, and it also uses a lot of energy to like run the buildings, and yeah, meat production also uses a lot of land and is one of the leading causes of deforestation. It is also one of the leading emitters of greenhouse gases, and that's not good, obviously. Luckily, being vegan is an easy change to make, especially now because there are so many wonderful vegan products for like cheeses and meats. There's Daiya, there's Beyond Meat, there's just so many, like there's a lot. Like if you go to any store, there's probably going to be a vegan option. It's also a great opportunity to improve your cooking skills and learn more about foods. Being vegan can also find you a sense of community and like-minded people, which is wonderful. So being vegan is great, in short. So yeah.
Back on the topic of climate change, the IPCC issued a code red earlier this month, which basically means that we are in a state of climate emergency. They also stated that climate change is human caused, which should definitely be a wake-up call for a ton of people. If that wasn't enough of a wake-up call, we need to act now before it's too late, basically. So yeah. Another thing I want to talk about is the effects climate change has on our lives right now, like present day. Obviously, it's been like super hot out lately. Like today, it's really hot. And that's because of climate change and global warming, which isn't good. I feel like I'm saying obviously a lot, but most of what I'm saying is pretty obvious. Anyways, continuing, there's also a lot of forest fires in BC right now, which is really bad. Like people are being evacuated from their homes, forests are burning down, and there's like smoke. Like we went to BC just a few weeks ago, not even, it was recently, okay? And there was so much smoke, like it was awful, just terrible. And it's awful. While we were in BC, we also went to Fairy Creek, which is where there's a bunch of activists there that are blockading the road so then loggers can't cut down the last of the old growth forests in Canada. And honestly, right now, of all times, I cannot believe, I cannot even fathom why people would want to cut down the trees that are giving us oxygen, especially with all these fires and the overheating of the earth. This is honestly the worst time. And I can't believe that they would want to cut it down in the first place. It's so beautiful there. The air is clean, the water is clear, and it's just wonderful. And they just want to ruin it, and I just don't understand. That being said, I am so thankful to the activists that are there, that are blockading there and being on the front lines, and everyone who's helping, because they're just amazing people. Anyways, that's it. So I just want to say that everything that you do makes a difference, and you can save the planet. So speak up, stand up, and I believe in you. Have a nice day.